America. Our churches have been infiltrated by the Zionists. Our government has been infiltrated by Luciferians. And our cities have been infiltrated by madness. They want our heads. They want our silence. And this is our response in Christian resistance. We are a select few of Christian soldiers. And we need to know, are you down? And now, for the ministry they call Super Soldier.
Okay, so this is like the third time I try to shoot this video, but like the first time I tried to shoot it a couple days ago, a storm came in and it started storming really bad as soon as I tried to do it, and I thought that was pretty appropriate because, you know, you don't have to be a spiritual person to know that, you know, there's a storm coming to America right now. But anyways, I wanted to do a versus video. So the first one in the ring is Ebola versus opioids. So the first one up is up to bat is Ebola, and I don't know, you can call it a plague or you can call it infectious disease. I don't even know what it is. I'm gonna tell you the truth, but it's horrible and it's scary. It's really scary. This summer it looked like it was making a comeback, and some YouTubers tried to come out and I was watching those videos. You know, it was really entertaining and really scary, you know, that it actually, especially if it came to somewhere here to America, you know. But you know, back in 2014, 2016, it came, there was an outbreak, and you know, thousands of people actually contracted it, but the people that ended up dying was 11,325 deaths that had happened. And this summer there was an outbreak, and it looked like it was going to be a lot worse, but fortunately, now what I could find out, now the numbers might be a little bit more, a little bit less, but it was around 1,500 deaths. Okay, don't quote me on that exactly, because it could be more, it could be less. Now, and that's pretty scary. That's pretty scary that something could happen like that. It could come to America. But, I mean, thank the Lord that it didn't happen, you know. It happened, and my heart goes out to those people where it did happen. To, you know, from what I hear, it's just really bad. From what I hear, it's the ones closest to you that take care of you are the ones that suffer and end up coming down with it too. You know, you contract it and it looks like you're doing good for a while, and then you go and it takes a turn for the worse, and you know, it's really sad, you know, and you start hemorrhaging and bleeding, and I mean, it's just bad. It's just bad all the way around. Okay, so as scary as that is, the next one up to bat, the next one in the ring, so to speak, is opioids. Now, everybody's heard of opioids, and here recently it's been getting a lot of attention, and I'm glad for it. You know, I'm happy that it's been getting a lot of attention. Opioids. Let me give you in 2017, opioids killed 47,000 people. Okay. In 2017, 70,000 people had died of an overdose, and out of that, 4,700 were due to opioids. And you know, it's fentanyl too. You know, they're cutting all these things with fentanyl. You know, it's bad enough that when your own country, you know, you heard of OxyContin, or is poisoning you. You know, these pharmacies that let this OxyContin and come through, and you know, the politicians were getting their kickbacks, right? You know, you better believe they were. You know, and Americans, you know, are dying because of that. But when a foreign country is going to start bringing it in, you know, powdered fentanyl by the ton, okay? Don't be mistaken. It's by the ton that they're bringing it in. And just a little bit could kill somebody. And they're cutting drugs with it. and people are ending up dying. As a matter of fact, more people die each year from the overdoses, than the whole Vietnam in 1 year, than the whole Vietnam War. So to put it in perspective, there was 58,000 American casualties in Vietnam, and here we are having by the tens of thousands of people dying of drug overdoses here in America. But when a foreign country, they would never stand for that if they were importing Ebola or something like that, right? But it's killing so many of Americans. It's killing so many Americans that from 1999 to 2017, 700,000 Americans have died from drug overdoses. It's time to get in the fight, man. It's time to try to bring awareness and to shake our fist back at the politicians, saying, "Hey, man, you guys haven't done nothing for us or nothing for these people that are dying by the tens of thousands." They're not doing nothing for them. I don't feel like enough attention has been called to this. And I went to go see the age group which people are dying, right? And the age group that people are dying is it's all across the board. That's the thing. It's all across the board. But mostly from 24 to 54. And I started thinking, you know what? If it ever happened that we got invaded, America ever had got invaded by a foreign force, and Americans had to pick up arms and defend the homeland, right? I wonder what age group would be the majority of the people to do such a thing. And you know what? It would be around 24 to 54. And once again, it'd be all across the board, I think. But the majority would be 24 to 54. Fighting age men. And here, we're losing our brothers, and we're losing our sisters, and we're losing our fathers and mothers and cousins and nieces and nephews, man. And I'm telling you, it's just a horrible situation, So the ruling and the outcome of this is that opioids got Ebola beat by far. It wasn't even a close one. I'm starting to wonder if we're getting targeted. If we're actually getting targeted. And I would like to say to those who are targeting us, if you think that for 1 second that you're going to kill enough of us off, that you're just going to be able to walk in here and have your way, I think you don't know the spirit of the American people. And what the devil meant for evil, God's going to turn around and use it for good. That the very people, as a matter of fact, that they were meant, this epidemic of opioids were meant to kill, that God's raising up an army of this very same people, and they're turning their face to God every single day. And there's going to be a remnant of hardcore Christian believers that are not going to move to the left or to the right, but they're going to stand tall, and they're going to stand tall for God. You better believe that. I believe that with all my heart. And you know what? It's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. It's going to go a lot different. So, Ebola versus opioids, it wasn't even a close one. Opioids has beat Ebola by a lot. Stay tuned.